I'm Specialist Estep, and this is my class on Conduct Individual Training. Task for today is to exercise noise, light, and litter discipline with reference ATP 3-37.34, STP 20-21-1, task number 071-COM-0815, and TC 3-21.75. If you were directed, would you have some knowledge on how to properly conduct noise, light, and litter discipline? Task for today is to exercise noise, light, and litter discipline. Condition: you are a member of a mounted or dismounted element conducting a tactical mission and have been directed to comply with noise, light, and litter discipline. Enemy elements are in the area of operation. Some iterations are performed in MOP 4. We will not be performing in MOP 4 today. Standard: prevent enemy from locating your element by exercising noise, light, and litter discipline at all times. Today's risk assessment is low. We're going to look at the risk assessment on our DD Form 2977. Some of the things we need to be mindful of out here: environmental planning, hot weather injuries. Make sure that you have a water source, Camelback, canteen, and if there are any hot weather injuries, we're going to seek medical attention and monitor or enforce hydration. Another environmental planning is snakes are prevalent out here and can be poisonous. So we need to ensure that all soldiers are aware of this and their locations are monitored. We need to identify high vegetation areas, large piles of leaves, and rock crevices. Be aware of those. And lastly, planning and preparation. The hazard would be standard not being met or clear instructions. So we're going to try to adhere to all safety and training procedures to mitigate that. Fort McCoy is at an FPCon level Bravo. So if you have you have to make sure that you have your ID on you at all times, because you will be stopped and they will ask for that. Immediately following training, you will be individually evaluated. In order to receive a go, you must receive a go on each task evaluated. The task evaluated today is going to be noise discipline, light discipline, and litter discipline. I'm going to conduct some noise discipline for you today. Section 1, it has Alpha through Fox. I'm going to run through all of these, and then I'm going to stop and let the soldiers practice. First, exercise in noise discipline is avoid all unnecessary vehicular movement. So if there's enemies in the area, Bravo. Secure metal parts, weapon slings, canteens, anything to prevent them from making noise during movement. Charlie, avoid all unnecessary talk. Self-explanatory. Use radio only when necessary, and set radio volume low so that only you can hear it. Use visual techniques to communicate. Now I will properly demonstrate and explain what I just did, and then I will give soldiers time to practice. So at first, we avoided all unnecessary vehicular movement. We stopped moving. Vehicles stopped moving. I secured, if you have any parts on your equipment, canteens, anything that's loud and clanking, you want to make sure that it's non-reflective. I used black electrical tape, and I secured this clip from making noise. Avoid all unnecessary talk. Stop talking unless it is dire. Use radio only when necessary. Self-explanatory. Set radio volume to low so only you can hear it. That's very important. You're the only person who needs to hear the radio at this time. And use visual techniques to communicate. So the first one I did, for example, if you're walking in the woods, you want to stop immediately. Take your left arm. That's the visual signal for freeze, halt. Stop moving where you are. Second visual, if you need to count, you need to be aware of where your soldiers are, get their attention, ask for a head count. Head count. If you're walking through a narrow corridor and you need a line formation, line formation. And finally, if you want them to rally or assemble, make sure that they see you. You put up your left hand and rally them in. Ask for an assemble. Okay, the second, we have light discipline. Okay? First thing we have, alpha, do not smoke. Self-explanatory. There's enemies in the area. You have a cherry at the end of the cigarette. It's light. They can see that. No smoking. Conceal flashlights and other light sources so that the light is filtered. Okay. Here's my flashlight. All right. So if I need a flashlight and I'm looking for something, try to conceal the light only when needed. Then conceal it, put it back in your pouch until you need it next time. Conceal flashlights and other light sources so that the light is filtered. I just showed you that. Cover or blacken anything that reflects light. So this is the perfect example. So I would take this off. It's too reflective. Lights on the bottom. It reflects light. So that needs to be concealed and put away. Same with any necklaces, Sunglasses are big. Nothing reflective. Conceal vehicles and equipment with available natural camouflage. So for here, your natural camouflage, what we have is from the woods. Leaves, fallen leaves, leaves on the trees, branches, anything that you can conceal yourself with. That would be your natural camouflage. If you have a vehicle, you can use ponchos, covers, blanket covers, anything that's going to help conceal your vehicle at that time. So at this time, I would let the soldiers practice light discipline and the things we went over. All of them are pretty self-explanatory. And then I'll explain and move on to exercise litter discipline. So the first we have establish a litter collection point. So any empty food containers, ammunition cans, anything that you can collect trash into. So this would be, if we were here, I would choose this to be my litter collection point. Okay, it's behind a tree, it's kind of concealed. You gather up all your trash, everything, and you put it in one area, and you box it up and you take it with you. You leave nothing behind, no traces that would help the enemy detect you. Okay, at this time, I'll let the soldiers practice what we just evaluated. 3 things that will be evaluated is proper noise discipline and visual techniques, covering with natural camouflage, and establishing a litter collection point. After evaluations are done, or during evaluations, I would come around and evaluate each soldier individually. Once that's complete, I would conduct an AAR. What was supposed to happen? What did happen? What went right? What went wrong? How can training be improved? And were all my controls effective? So in block 14 on my DD form 2977, if all my controls were effective, that's where I put my feedback in block 14 of my DD form 2977. And fill that in. That conducts my CIT training.